Hey, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd help all the new bait makers out that's getting interested in this, and so I'm gonna start a new series starting today, and it's gonna be how to make whatever color. I'll name it how to make bait colors. It'll be the playlist name, and then each video will be how to make whatever color we're making that day. So we'll start off basic, and we'll move up to some more complex colors. But once you get the basics down, everything's pretty simple. So today we'll start off with making one of the staples of basic colors, and that'll be green pumpkin. So let's get into it, and hope you guys enjoy this series, especially the new guys that are coming in. I know a lot, they'll buy some stuff, they can't really make the colors they're trying to make, they get disheartened, they either sell it or it sits in the garage, whatever. But I'd like to help you guys out so you can make some good colors and you actually enjoy it, and maybe you dive deeper into it and make your own jigs and stuff. But anyway, let's get into this video today, guys. Green pumpkin. Okay guys, so I got 2.5 cups of DeadOn Plastix. It's the sinking worm blend. If you guys want to use bait plastics like 242 or whatever, that stuff is amazing. I love it. It's a little more expensive, so I use the DeadOn Plastix. The DeadOn Plastix is pretty good stuff, and it's definitely cheaper. So let's get this heated up, and then we'll start. Alright guys, since this is aimed at new bait makers, we'll just go over some simple stuff. You just need a little injector. It doesn't matter the brand. This is a BTS injector. You need some gloves, some glitter, some colorants, some clamps. It doesn't matter what kind of clamps you get. I like the Irwins. You can get these on Amazon pretty cheap. I'll link them below. I'll link an injector below too that you can get on Amazon. The colorants you can get from DeadOn Plastix. You can get from LureWorks. Some of the DeadOn Plastix stuff I like over anything else, but I tend to like LureWorks colors a lot. So we're just gonna use some Do It molds today. Do It Cinco mold, 6-inch, and then the 2.7 Midwest Finesse Ned rig. That's kind of like basic molds to start out with. I'd say that's probably what everybody's buying to start. But let's get our Plastisol out. I don't know how hot it is. Oops, that was loud. So that's a gel phase. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not 100% there yet. We'll put it back in for a few more minutes. You just don't want to burn it. So you do have to heat this stuff up to 350 degrees. If you don't, when you pour your baits, inject your baits, whichever one you choose to do. Actually, I'll do one open pour mold today too, if I can find one. Yeah, we'll just do a little crawdad. I'm not very good at open pour. I only have a couple open pour molds. I prefer to inject. But regardless, back to what I was saying, no matter what you do, this has to be 350 degrees first. So you get you a little laser thermometer, you stir it up and you shoot the middle while you're stirring. That way you're actually getting the temperature, well, the closest you can without a thermometer. So that's at 300 degrees. We've got 50 degrees to go. And some people will argue if you use a butter knife with little teeth that puts air in it. These are cheese spreaders, I believe you can get on Amazon. They don't have serrated edges. I don't know what these are. I got these at a thrift store, but they're I guess they would be cheese spreaders too. There's no serrated edge. So typically you have your molds, especially if you're doing open pour, you heat them up. We're not going to do that today. Oh, this is close. I don't think it's there. Nope, 325. So a little while longer. So I'm doing 2.5 cups today. Most of you will probably do 1 cup increments. So I will tell you the recipe for 1 cups. In the entire series, everything will be based off of 1 cup. And please make sure you get Pyrex cups, something that can withstand the heat of this. Not just like a plastic measuring cup, because you're gonna get yourself burnt like that. There we go, 360. And if you can see, there's some micro bubbles all in there now. We will vac those out once we get our color mixed in. I'll leave a link to a vacuum chamber pot below. Now this is worm blend. If you were doing like a swim bait blend, you would need to soften it up, which you can get softener, DeadOn Plastix softener, or you can use just worm oil. And the same goes if you're trying to use like worm blend and you want to do swim baits, you get hardener. You can get that from LureWorks, you can get it from DeadOn Plastix. So like I said, all these recipes that I am going to give you guys are based on 1 cup. So I'm doing 2.5. So mine's going to be different. So it's going to be 45 drops of the green pumpkin DeadOn Plastix per cup. So 2.5 cups, this will be like 113. So I'm not going to bore you guys letting you watch me do 113 drops. So I'll just speed this up. There we go. Make sure you shake up your colorants really good. They'll get hard packed. If it's a DeadOn Plastix, you'll hear it has a metal ball in it. LureWorks will not. I'll leave a link below where you can buy the balls to put in the LureWorks ones. It makes them shake up a lot easier. So, like I said, this is 113 drops for me, which will, and then 1 cup for you guys will only be 45 drops. Stir this up good. Check your opacity. It's easy to put your spoon down in there so you can see if you can see the edge of your spoon on how opaque it is or not. You can also get you can get, like, this is from Epic Bait Molds. You can pour it in here and you can see how it is from I don't know, what is that, maybe a 1/4 inch deep to barely anything, so you can see how it changes depending on your depth. Anyways, so we got our color in here. We need to get our glitter in here. So basic glitters, it's most of the time you're either going to use 0.040 or 0.015. That's like the 2 common colors. So we're using 0.040 black hex cut. You can get this from anywhere. Yes, you can use stuff from Hobby Lobby and Walmart, but it's very heat sensitive and it'll start burning and it'll curl up. So I like to buy mine from LureWorks mostly. Sometimes like Barlow's, sometimes DeadOn, Fat Guys Fishing. That's about it. It's about the only places I get glitter from. So for 1 cup of this, you're going to use almost 2 of these spoons, and these are 1/16 tablespoons. I am doing more because I have more Plastisol. So my calculation should be 5. I just put 4 in. But like I said, you guys are only going to use 2. Where's my, yeah. And yes, you should wear gloves to do this, and probably safety glasses. I got my glasses on. I don't care who you are, how long you've been doing it, you will burn yourself. I've burnt myself, but I burn myself a lot at work, so see if you got enough flake in there. Kind of just get you a little, like, I think that's plenty. I don't think I should do 5. I think 4 is fine. So we are almost ready to shoot. Typically I will shoot around 320 degrees. This is 293, so we'll heat this up a little bit while we get the molds ready. The more times you reheat something, the more chance you have to burn it. You can use heat stabilizer, but the heat stabilizer has to be mixed before you heat it. Once it's burnt, it's burnt. Now these Do It molds, sometimes they'll flash depending on your temperature that you're shooting them. These hinge style molds, they can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. They do like to flash on you, so I'll put 3 on there. Maybe we'll prevent that. Let's check this temp. So we're at 330, 322. There we go. So that should be plenty. Plenty hot enough. You definitely want to wear gloves when you're injecting. That injector gets hot. If you're not using an injector that has a locking pin on the base like this, where you have to twist it to pull down. If you're using one without a locking pin, once it starts getting cold and you're steady pushing, you can push that out. Well, there's still hot stuff in there, so you can burn yourself. So I like the locking ones. I did not vac this down. I forgot all about it, to be honest. But I don't see any bubbles right now. We'll shoot a few, and if they got bubbles in them, I'll just melt those back down and we'll throw it back in. So you don't want to go super fast when you inject. You want to go slow and steady. Hold just a little bit of pressure. And top off your sprue. Depending on the mold, the plastic, the heat, your equipment, there's lots of factors. If you get air in something, and I'll try to do one of these little open pores. Like I said, I'm not good with these. Oops, I already missed it. And you definitely shouldn't be using a 4-cup Pyrex cup for pouring. If you get some on the side, you can usually get that off. Whoa. There you go. I messed up a little bit, but that's alright. These went down quite a bit. Whoa. I use the butcher paper because I have it in here for smoking meat anyway, so it's just so much easier to put a piece of butcher paper down for cleanup. It's not going to mess up your workstation. It can handle the heat because it's made for smoking meat. It is hot in here today. It's probably 90 $8.99 in here. Now I don't have the fan on so you guys can hear me. You definitely want a fan when you're heating this up because the fumes, just like anything else. But we're gonna let this cool down, and then we'll open these up and see what they look like. So like if you go now to reshoot these, you have to stir up your Plastisol again because that glitter will sink to the bottom. There we go. Just like that, some nice green pumpkin. Another little thing about these Do It molds, if you fill in here, usually from the center to the tail, sometimes you'll have an air bubble and it looks like it's formed on the outside, but it's hollow in the middle. These feel okay. So some people will throw these in cold water. If I'm doing swim baits, I will throw them in cold water. Some just hang them up to dry, cure. I'll just lay them on a cookie sheet. And I usually let them sit there at least 24 hours on a cookie sheet. And then I'll put my worm oil on and my scent if I'm going to do scent. So let's get these Cincos unmolded. Sometimes you'll get denting. There's a little bitty dent right there, if you can see it. Unless you're selling these, it doesn't really matter. These are going to be just for me, so that one little dent out of these 4, not an issue at all. And these are formed all the way through. There's no air bubbles. So yeah, that's it guys. Well, let's get our little crawdad out. Now I use worm blend. Usually on crawdads and stuff I will use at least swim bait blend. So this I'm just gonna remelt back down. I just wanted to pour it so you guys could see it. If you're gonna pour a lot of open pours, well, obviously if you're pouring right, you want to get a little hot plate. You can get something from like Walmart, sit them on there and let them get hot. It allows that Plastisol to run down better and getting all your little nooks and crannies. Same goes for silicone. This is the big-eyed fathead. Yeah, big-eyed fathead from Bait and Tackle B8N, which is this. And this is 2 of them that I've poured from that already. They go with a Owner 8/0 beast hook. I got that square tail. So silicone molds, I get squirreled off in different directions. Silicone molds, you want to heat this up with a heat gun. Make sure it's nice and hot in there. This I don't know what this is, like a blue purple. It'll start turning white when it gets hot. That's when you know it's good. So please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I'll do 1 color a week video and I'll throw it in that playlist so you guys can just follow along and make whatever you want. Thanks for watching.